Bonjour. Thank you so much for welcoming me to your home. I hope you're doing well, you're staying safe and healthy. As we are in shelter time, which actually I don't really like the word shelter time. In France we use the word confinement, which confinement means more cocooning, pampering. So this is what we're going to do right now. And we're going to start with our little kit for our facial. So every kit is a little customized depending on your skin type. And we're going to open it and I'm going to tell you one by one what you're going to need. But in the meantime, what also you may going to have to start with is being sure you have a mirror because you're going to watch yourself. I put a towel so I'm going to be able to line up all my product on the towel and a little bowl of lukewarm water. And then you're going to notice in your goodie bag you have a little tisane, herbal tea. So I have my hot water next to me, ready to put my tea bag. And so we're going to be able to savor this tisane, which is a Serenité one. So let's start by opening our little bag. And on the bag, what we're going to have first, it's a little headband. You know how important it is to protect our hair. We're going to have the little tea bag. So I'm going to start immediately putting the tea to infuse, so we can enjoy it during the treatment. You have a few little gauze and some 4x4 cotton that we're going to use to clean the face. Then we have mask, and you're going to see everything is numbered, so it's quite easy. You have a number 1, number 2. So I'm going to get everything out. You can do the same things, and then we're going to organize them by number, so that will make the facial a little bit smoother and easier. Okay, so now we have all our products ready. We're gonna wash our hand. I already did, so I'm gonna use my little Immuni Mist, which is a little antibacterial, full of natural essential oil. And then we're gonna start with our headband before we do the facial. So that's gonna be a piece of fun. Just have your headband ready. If you don't want to use a headband and if you prefer to use a little clip for your hair, that's fine, you can do so. And remember, I love to mess up your hair and I love to put product right onto your hairline. So be ready by the end of the facial to have a new hairdo. You remember, it's pretty much part of my signature facial. So I like to extend everything. It's like extend everything to the scalp. So now that we have our little headband, we're going to start with the cleansing. So we're going to use our little number 1, which is a lait nettoyant from Yonka. So take some of the lait. You can use the lait alone, and I like to blend it and to make it a little bit more liquidy with some water. But today I'm going to want you to blend the number 1 and the number 2. This little suspicious package, it's dry enzyme, a lot of papaya. They're dry, they're only going to be activated as soon as you blend them with water. So what we're going to do is take our lait. I like to just use the fingers. So take the lait as much as you want. I'm going to take it all. I like to be generous with product. And then you're going to take your little powder and you're going to blend. And as you blend the lait and the powder, you're going to want a little bit of water. I'm going to do that after actually I put the lait and the enzyme directly onto my skin. So we're going to do it everywhere. The lait has some borneo. The texture is really supple, very soft, really gentle. You can do your eye area, but stay on the bone because we have the enzyme. If you don't have the enzyme, you can totally do the lait all over the eye area. But because we have the enzyme, we're going to avoid that part. And be good, extend to your neck. Go directly, like I said, up to the jawline. And now, this is where we need our little water. Add a little tap water, make it more soft, more supple, and circular motion. Remember, always circular motion, lift all the little impurity onto the skin, because we had the pollution, we had the dust, we just maybe even had a little walk before, so we had our sunblock. So we're going to remove all of that gently. And then when the enzyme is on, like right now it's activated, you're not going to really feel it. This is a very, very gentle enzyme. So what the goal of blending the enzyme with the cleanser It's just going to stimulate the skin. It's going to prep the skin, bring a glow immediately, prep the skin for our facial and all the different steps that we're going to have. So you don't feel anything, but it really does the work. And because we have the enzyme, we're going to want to leave the lay a little bit longer onto the skin. So normally when you're with me, I do a little longer massage, and that's what we're going to do now. So circular motion all over the face. Don't forget the neck. And then we can leave it for 2, 3, 4 minutes. I have a lip mascara on my eyes, so at that point what I'm going to do is use my little cotton, if you have some makeup, do it. And then the leftover that I have of the lay, I'm going to put it on the cotton. And then just do my eye makeup remover while the enzymes are sitting on the skin and doing their work. Like I say, if I didn't have the enzyme, I would not have need to do the little cotton around the eyes. I would have just used my finger. And voila, all done. Now then we have set the lay with the enzyme onto the skin, we're going to be able to remove it. I forgot to mention that I also have a towel for my hands to be able to dry and keep my hands a little clean. So you're going to have 4 different 4x4 cottons. So I'm only going to use 2 of them. Dip them in water. And now fold them. I like to fold them in 2, but do whatever feels right for you and comfortable. And then just remove very well the lay and the little enzyme. So already it feels good, feels fresh, it soothes. And you can already see, if you look closely, if you have a good light, then we already kind of keep the skin a little bit without a single redness. If you feel that you want to do a second cleanse with water, just dip again your little 4x4 and then flip them on the other side. Just use the same one, but just turn them. That's why I like to fold them in 2 at the beginning. And then we're going to do another pass. And remember, everywhere, there is a part that when we clean our skin, we have tendency to forget. It's to forget to clean very well around the ear, behind the ear, corner of the nose, corner of the lip. Remember, if you feel that it's a little bit more congestive on the T-zone, insist on the T-zone. This is why I always often ask you, are you using a washing cloth or are you using your hand with water? This is why I prefer the washcloth or the little 4x4, because I really feel we can perfect the cleansing. So now that we are done, if you feel that your skin is a little too wet, you can, I'm going to throw those away, you can use your towel and pat a little bit your skin to remove the excess of water. Ooh, my headband is leaving me, so I'm going to do it again. So now we're going to go to the number 3, which our number 3 is our gommage. The gommage is going to be the gentle, soft exfoliation. There is a key that is very important when you do a facial. It's if you want to really kick the skin and really lift the dead skin and do a deeper exfoliation, you need to make the skin super hydrating. More the skin is hydrated, less the skin is sensitive. So we're going to take the gommage, and you have quite a lot of gommage, so you have plenty for a facial, and I'm sure you're going to have extra. So you want to use a good quarter size. Blend the gommage in your hand and then spread it everywhere. So really all over, be close to the eyes, go onto the eyelid, stay on the bone, but the gommage is so gentle that you can really apply it without a single problem, because it's never going to be irritated for the skin. If you smell it, you can smell a little bit of white nettle, and you feel the nettle, you smell the nettle. The nettle is very soothing for the skin. There is a little bit of citrus, so the citrus is going to be antiseptic. They're going to also be firming. And so what we're going to do is apply this gommage let it set for a little bit, and then we're going to peel it off. The gommage is the soft exfoliation, and it's exfoliation via hydration. So often when we talk about an exfoliant, we think a scrub, we think an enzyme, we think about a peel, but exfoliation via hydration is sometimes a little bit like unknown. How are we going to do that? Take the example of when you cook some rice. You have your big pan of rice. If you remove the rice from the pan and leave some rice inside the pan and you let it set like that, the rice is going to dry into the pan. And if you want to unglue that rice in the pan, you have two ways. You take your very scrubby sponge and you scrub it away. Or you put water into your pan and you wait for the rice to plump up, to be all hydrated, and then with the soft part of your sponge you can just lift the rice away and it will immediately unglue. That's what we're doing to the skin. Instead of using a scrubby exfoliant who's going to make the skin red and irritated, we're just going to give it a lot of hydration, and then we're going to feel when it's a little tacky under our finger, we're going to start gently to peel it off. So I can already feel that on my forehead, it's getting not dry. You don't want it to be dry. If it's dry, you're not going to lift anything. You just want it a little bit tacky. When you feel it tacky, just gently peel it off. If you have nothing to peel it off, that means your skin was so thirsty, so dehydrated, then it absorbs everything. So then you have plenty to do a second application. So then what you will do, take a little bit more and just apply it where it feels like it absorbed too much. That will give you the sign where your skin needs extra attention for the future. The other way you may have used the gommage in the past, because you can use it as an exfoliant, but you can also use it as a deep hydrating nighttime mask. So try it. If you have leftover, maybe in 2 or 3 days, use your gommage, blend it with an eye cream. Don't use it alone, but blend it with an eye cream. Do a little cocktail with the oil, with a serum, whatever you want. Apply it all over before bedtime, at least 10 to 15 minutes before you go to bed, and sleep with it. But for the moment, we're going to do it as an exfoliant, and gently we're going to peel it off. Don't expect to see a lot of peel, but you should feel something rolling under your fingers. And that would be the light exfoliation that we are looking for. So this is why also you want your little towel, because it can be a tiny bit messy. If you don't feel that you're able to lift enough, what I'm going to have you doing is picking your little number 6, which is your shea butter. It's a little oily, it's balm, and so bring a little oil into your fingers, and the oil, the extra oil into your fingers, so tiny, like a baby piece of the product, but the extra oil in your finger will help you to totally lift the gommage. Like I can totally feel it rolling and peeling under my fingers. Insist in the nose, insist in the T-zone, wherever you feel and you need extra exfoliation. If you have noticed some dry area around your face, flakiness, then insist in those areas. Like I said, the gommage will not irritate. It's just beautiful to use. You can use it once, twice a week. Normally I will say don't exfoliate, don't over exfoliate your skin, but you cannot overdo it with the gommage. And I don't know if you can see it, but I can totally see it in my mirror, all the little peel were just rolling away. When you feel that you have pretty much nothing to remove and all is gone, we're going to brush it away. And you can see by doing that, you even bring a little blood to the surface. Like you can see the skin is becoming a little bit pinkish, which is beautiful because that brings oxygenation to the skin. So then if you really want to remove everything, take your gauze, we're going to use it later, and finish by brushing away the little gommage with your gauze. Voilà. Now then I brush, you don't have to brush it all, but enough. When I brush it away, I'm going to use my little toner. Normally during the treatment what we do is when we do the Lucas and I do the spray, and the pulverization. So I'm going to take a little bit of the toner and then I'm going to massage it onto my skin. And again, it's gonna, my headband is leaving me again. And again, it's another way to just finish up with the gommage. If you notice, normally when we do the facial, I don't really rinse your skin, only with the cleanser and at the mask. Otherwise, I layer the product. I want the skin to suck it all. So the gommage is good, it's pure hydration, it did its job, it exfoliates. We remove the dead skin and the leftover of the gommage. I blend it with a Yonka toner, which is a combination of the 5 essential oils, the lavender, the geranium, the rosemary, the thyme and cypress. So it's all a beautiful cocktail for the skin. It's soothing, antiseptic, calming, hydrating. And voila, now we can go to the deep exfoliation. So for the deep exfoliation, this is this little fiole. That's the micro peel. The micro peel will permit to really lift totally the dead skin. So I'm putting some in my hand and then I'm going to pat it. This one you really want it in a thicker layer. So you really want the skin to be shiny from the product. So we're going to apply the micro peel everywhere. You may going to feel it by applying it, but in some area it's going to be tingling, peppery. And if you like, I can feel it like peppery right here. When you feel the tingliness and the pepperiness onto the skin, then it shows you this is where the skin is a little dry, a little dehydrated, so it needs some attention. But the pepperiness will just stay for a few minutes. Now I'm going to keep reapplying. I really want the micro peel, this deeper exfoliation to be everywhere. And again, go close to your eyes. Stay on the bone, but go close to the eyes. Then we're going to do circular motion, but we can also let it set for a few minutes. You do not want it to dry. If you let it dry, then we're not going to be able to have the deep peel that we want, because we're going to remove it with the gauze. And we really want to be able to have some texture to remove. Still have texture of the product. If you smell it, you may going to recognize a little bit of apple cider. So it's super natural, has a low pH, so we will lift all the dead skin, unglue those dead cells, and that's what's going to bring a good oxygenation to the skin. You may going to feel your skin becoming a little bit pink, which is good. Pink is healthy, and that's again a sign of oxygenation. If you want to extend it to your neck, feel free to. If you feel your hands super dry because we've been washing them over and over, you know, if you have leftover, put it on your hand. It's nice. And then we will use a gauze to remove it. So like that, after that, you can have a deep penetration of your hand cream. So use it all. Don't lose anything. The gommage, you can save some for tonight, tomorrow night, but the micro peel, you want to use it all. So now that I feel that the gommage has been on my skin for 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 if you want to, as long as it doesn't dry, take back your gauze. The one when we peel off a little bit, remove the gommage. I cut my gauze in two. You don't have to. I like it so like that I have one on each hand. So if you want to cut it, do that. Otherwise, just use one gauze. I fold it in two. And now the gauze will permit to brush and to remove all the dead skin, that the micro peel had lifted. So the micro peel permit to unglue the dead skin, and now we're gonna rub it off. And you can tell, I'm sure that my skin is becoming pink, and I'm sure yours is too, which is really good. We want that. We really want the oxygenation. It's a healthy glow. It's a healthy pink. It's even. It's everywhere. So that's perfect. And then keep doing it. You may gonna turn it and fold it to the other side. You may, if you start looking at your gauze, you may gonna see the color of your gauze, and that's a dead skin. It's not that the skin is not clean, because we did a very proper cleansing before. It's just a little impurity and a little dead skin. Insist in the T-zone. Insist in this little area. We need more intention. And it does feel good. It really feel like the skin is breathing again. If you did your neck, go down, remove it behind the ears, and then if you did your hand, the same. Finish with your hand, finish where you put your micropeel, rub it, circular motion to be a little bit more activating, and then we do the other one. So now then we're done with our deep exfoliation. If you were with me right now, what I will do is extraction, but we're going to skip the extraction. We're not going to do that today. We save them when you come back here at the center. And so now then we finish with the micropeel, we're going to move into the massage. We're going to do a little massage. I want you to take your little number 6, and it's a shea butter. So you're going to take some shea butter. Remember, if you have used that product before, it's like a balm. You put it in your hand and you let the heat of your hand to blend the oil. There is argan oil, cactus oil, shea butter, and a little bit of green tea. So the green tea will be super antioxidant. Oh, my poor headband. Super antioxidant. The argan is going to be very nourishing. The cactus loaded of omega, vitamin C, vitamin K, deep healer, soothing. So that's going to be a beautiful cocktail to nourish, to heal, to recover the skin after the deep exfoliation. So apply it everywhere we did the micropeel, and then feel free to do some massage as long as you want. If you want more of the shea butter, feel free in those areas where the skin felt a little bit more dry, even around the eye, on the cheekbone. And then do the massage and feel good for you. There is a lot, some area on the skin who can be stressed. Often it's around the jawline. So feel free to do some little motion right around here. And you can start corner of the nose and under the bone. Do little circular motion and scoop inside the bone where you're going to feel the tension. If you do feel some tension because you have allergy or headache, sinus infection, insist in those areas. The one that I really love is around the eyes. Around the eyes, we're going to do like a little circle motion. So we're going to start on the corner, we're going to go down under the bone, and then go inside the eyes. And you stay on the bone and you scoop. And you keep doing that a few more times. When you're done with it, we're going to let the carrot argan sit a few minutes when we're going to do our mask. If you want to be creative, and if you have little stone at home, feel free to use some stone, like those little volcanic stone. You can put them in hot water, make them warm, and then apply them wherever they feel good. Often I will say right here and around the eye area, like corner of the eyes, going out, coming back in, and then going out. So play with a little stone if you want to play with a little stone. Don't remove the shea butter. Everything we have put into the skin is a delicious cocktail for the skin, so we just want to layer and layer and layer. This is why often at the end of the treatment, when I say it's like if you go straight at home, don't do a nighttime routine, we feed the skin enough, just keep it through the night. So for your mask, that's number 7, you're going to have different package. You're going to have the sheet mask, which is super easy. This one is already made. You just open it, and then inside you're going to have a sheet, hydrating sheet with marine collagen, hyaluronic acid, and you're going to put it on, let it set for 20 minutes, relax during that time. If we did the treatment for more sensitive skin, there is one for sensitive and one for deep hydration. They will be in your little jar, and that will be customized to your skin type. So open your jar, and then you have the clay mask, and then you have your little cream that is customized. We're going to blend them, and I'm going to even use some of my leftover toner that I'm going to put inside, and then I'll make my own cocktail. If you have a little Q-tip to blend it, if you want to use your finger, as you wish. So we're going to blend that, and when you have it where it's kind of supple, and soft, not too thick, this is where we're going to be able to apply it. So let's apply how this one is a sensitive mask. Let's apply the sensitive mask because it's a little bit more, not tricky, but need a different, it's not as easy as the sheet mask, which is just to open up and to apply. So let's apply our clay mask. I blend this one with a deep hydrating cream, the clay, which is very gentle, very soothing. I love the clay for the skin. The clay is super oxygenating. I always use the word oxygenating because we really need to oxygenate the skin. This is what gives a glow to our skin. And the clay is very healing. So we often, when we think about clay, we think about oily skin. Not at all. It's beautiful for all skin type, depending on what you want to target. You can customize it with a different cream. What you don't want to do with a clay mask, it's to let it dry. Often for oily skin we immediately think, oh, it has to dry, but as soon as the clay dries, the clay stops working. So we really want the clay to stay activated, and to be activated it needs to be wet, otherwise as soon as it dries, the effect is gone. So apply your clay mask. The fact that I did blend it with the cream, the fact that we had the little Yonka toner with the 5 essential oil, make it very creamy. So actually when you apply it, you're going to feel like it's a creamy mask. You could not even imagine it's a clay mask. You want to apply it in a thicker layer where you don't really see the skin by transparency, not too much. If you feel and you have leftover and you want to extend a little bit to your neck, you could. But then to keep it really moist for a long time, we're going to do a little compress on top of it. So what we need to do is to clean our water, because the water in our boil is a little dirty. It's been used to clean our face at the first step with a cleanser. So now I change my water, have clean water. We have a little compress. Open your compress, your little pack. Put the compress in the water. Let it moist. Remove the excess. And now we're going to put that on top of our mask. And we're going to be able to take a 15-minute break and enjoy our little tea, our herbal tea who's right here. So put the compress on top of the clay mask. Voila. You will see that it's all moist and it can stay like that for 10 and 15 minutes. If it dries sooner, then take the extra of your toner and during the application, just a tiny bit of the toner, add it on top of it so you can enjoy your mask for 15, maybe even a little extra time. So during that time, lay down onto your couch, onto your bed, listen to quiet music, whatever feels right. Enjoy your tea, which is right here. Now it's ready. It's a Serenité, so it's full of linden, which is soothing, calming. There is a lot of chamomile, so again, very, very calming, also very good for the digestive system, a little bit of orange and lemon. All organic and natural. And now let's take a few minutes for ourselves. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, 15 minutes actually. So it's still a little moist, that's perfect. Remember, then you had to add a little bit of water if it didn't feel right. The edges are a little bit drier. So I'm going to roll and remove the clay mask. Doesn't matter, you can go from the bottom or the top, whatever feel good. Grab the excess in the same time. And then this is where you're going to be able to use your other 4x4 cotton to finish cleaning up your skin. Now, if you had the sheet mask in your goodie bag, in your little kit, this one, like I said, it's already made, it's already loaded in product. You just remove it, massage the leftover of the product, don't really remove too much because it's full of goodies. The clay, we're gonna have to remove it. But if you feel then you have too much excess of the sheet mask, then, you know, use your 4x4 and remove a little excess of it. We're gonna totally clean our clay mask, fold it in two. This is where, you know, I really extended it, so we have plenty in the hairline. So we're gonna have a beautiful new hairdo by the end of the treatment. And clean properly. Like we did for the cleanser, rinse them, fold them. The water is lukewarm. If you want it to be cold, at that time you can have cold water. Better cold than hot. Lukewarm or cold. At the end of the facial, we don't want heat to the skin. The skin is super calm after the mask. So we can do heat at the beginning of the treatment, not at the end. At the end, we really want a vasoconstriction with cold water. Voilà. So again, like we did for the cleanser, the skin is a little bit wet. So we can dry it or not. Actually, I'm not going to dry it. We're going to use our last little jar, which doesn't have a single number, but this is your treatment cream. So everybody has a different one. I kind of know your skin. And, you know, it's quite a lot, but again, I love product. And I like to sometimes overuse them a little bit, or be very generous, I should say. And now we apply our cream everywhere. And we're going to spend a little bit more time to massage it into the skin. And this is what, that could be your treatment cream. So if you did your massage, you know, in the afternoon and you're not going to go outside for a hike, and then you're done for the night, you don't have to do anything else. If you're planning to go for a hike, then you will need to apply a sunblock on top of it. Otherwise, just massage it everywhere and let it penetrate. And again, with everything on your routine, when I say extend it to the neck, because I was generous with the cream. Feel free to extend it to your décolleté, everywhere you feel like it. And voila, we're done. And we have my signature hairdo, remember? Does that bring you back some souvenir? But the skin feel good, feel oxygenating, feel great. I hope it does the same for you. Thank you so much. I will see you next month with a new kit, or I hope at the center. And I want to thank Phoebe because she's the one who's making the video for me. Thank you so much, Phoebe. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe and see you soon. Bye-bye.